Good morning, class ninth. So today I am going to start new chapter, which is atoms and molecules. In previous lecture we finished chapter tissue. Okay, so let us start the new chapter, which is chapter 3, atoms and molecules. Ancient Indian and Greek philosophers have always wondered about the unknown and unseen form of the matter. The idea of the divisibility of matter was considered long back in India around 500 BC. Okay, an Indian philosopher Maharishi Kand postulated that we go the dividing the matter, which is known as padarth in Hindi. We solve smaller and smaller particles. Ultimately a stage will come when these smaller particles further not divide, and that small particle is said to be atom. Okay, there are so many scientists, philosophers come and they think about the division of matter. Okay, around the same era, ancient Greek philosopher Democritus and Leucippus suggest that we go the dividing the matter, and a stage will come when the particles of obtained cannot be further divided, and Democritus called these individual particle atom. Okay, means individual means further not divided. All this was based on the philosophical consideration, not much experimental work for the validation of the ideas till the 18th century. So we only predict according to philosophy, not according to science. But till the end of 18th century we have such type of idea that the matters are divided and into so many small particles, and a stage come then that a small particle further not divided, and they are said to be atoms. Anthony L. Lavoisier leads to the foundation of animal science, chemical science, by the establishing the two important law of chemical combination. Let us talk about first the laws of chemical combination, in which the first law of conservation of mass. We know that mass is neither be created nor be destroyed throughout the chemical reaction, and not only mass, even energy is also neither be created nor be destroyed. We can also see that in chapter 9 how momentum neither be destroyed nor be created before collision, after collision. So these are the things, whatever the happens with them, it never be changed or never be destroyed or created. The next important topic is law of constant proportion. So in which I want to tell you that so many elements, or we can also say that two or more element combine each other and form compound. Okay, so we can say that elements are made up of single type of atoms, and compound are made up of different types of atoms of elements. Let us talk about one compound which is very common, H2O. Okay, if we talk about water, then we say that two atom of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen combine and form H2O. Okay, but whatever the concentration, whatever the proportion present in this atom, they are constant. In compounds such as water, the ratio of mass of hydrogen to the mass of oxygen is always 1:8. Means in every 9 gram of water, 1 gram of hydrogen are there and 8 gram of oxygen are there. It means that water are made up of hydrogen and oxygen, and these hydrogen and oxygen are combined in the ratio of 1:8. Let us talk about another topic, another example, which is ammonia. Ammonia formula of ammonia is NH3, which is made, obviously it is made up of nitrogen and hydrogen. So it always present in the ratio of 14:3 by mass. Whatever the methods of this source from which it is obtained. In chemical substance, the elements are always present in a definite proportion by mass. The next problem faced by scientists was giving approximate explanation of this law. British chemist John Dalton provide John Dalton provide the basic theory about the nature of matter. Dalton picked up the idea of divisibility of matter, which was just a philosophy. He took the name atoms as given by the Greek and said the smallest particle of matter are atoms, and this theory is based on the law of chemical combination. Dalton's atomic theory provided an explanation for the law conservation of mass and the law of definite proportion. So right now we have two idea. One is conservation of mass and second is law of definite proportion. Okay. According to Dalton's atomic theory, all matter, whether an elements, compound, and mixtures, is composed of so many small particles, which is said to be atom. And the postulates of this theory may be stated as follow. First postulate is all matter is made up of very tiny particles called atoms, and which participate in chemical reaction. Second one, the atoms are individual particles which cannot be created or destroyed in the chemical reaction. Third one, the atoms is a given element as identical in mass in chemical property. Fourth one, the atoms of a different elements have a different mass and their chemical properties. Fifth one, the atoms combine in a ratio of a small whole number form compound. And fifth, the relative number of kind of the atom and constant the given compound. So these are the six postulates. First postulate, atoms is made up of tiny particle which is said to be atom, which all particles are forming in chemical reaction. Second one, atoms are individual particle, means atom further not divided according to Dalton's, but after one or two lecture we say Dalton's postulates is wrong in this concept that atoms is indivisible, because atoms are divisible into electron, proton and neutron. But on that time Dalton say that atoms are indivisible particles. Whatever the atoms of a given elements are there, they are identical in mass in their chemical property. Means different elements having their different atoms, and different atoms have their different size, shape, weight, mass, okay, and their chemical properties. Atoms combine in a ratio in a small manner and they form a compound, and whatever the relative number of kinds of the atom constitute the given a compound. Okay, so this is all about Dalton's atomic theory or their postulates. In next lecture we talk about what is an atom. Okay.